I know it's a little late. I know it's a little late. A couple days late. A couple days late. But I figured. I figured. You know, a lot of things have been on my chest. A lot of things on my heart. And I wanted to come in. I didn't want to. I didn't want to come. I wanted to come, but I wanted to be genuine about what I said and about what I meant. And so that's why it took so long. So, so those that don't know anything about me, you're just tuning in for the first time, and you've seen the thumbnail, and you say, oh, Cinco de Mayo is over. Cinco de Mayo, but and obviously it is. But Cinco de Mayo holds not only I know it's a holiday, but every time I think about it from the past until now, for those who've been following my channel for a while, you know, my father passed. My father passed. See the Swifty right there. Hold on. See the Swifty right there. See the Swifty right there. See the Swifty. But yeah, my father passed, and I was actually we had planned. We had planned to go out. And I was just like, I don't know. I had just parked my truck. I was looking for Ready Ice back then. Well, not back then. It's not that long ago, but I was looking for Ready Ice, and I had just parked. And because I had text and said, I was almost done. Oh, security was following me. I guess it's like when you walking behind a building, like what is this guy doing? But anyway, I was just getting ready to punch out. And I say, let me. I was unloading stuff, and I get a call. I get a phone call, and blazing, I'm happy, because I'm thinking about where we're gonna go, where we're going, this and that. And my cousin called. And told me that my father had, and hey, how you doing? What's up? But yeah, he told me that my father had passed, and I couldn't really deal with it. So it's kind of like Cinco de Mayo went from. I went from here ready to celebrate to the fact that I didn't know what else to do. And it's okay. I pretty much want to come over here and say that. It's okay. It's okay to growing up, we taught to feel a certain way and taught not to show our emotions. But it's okay to do that. And when I got the phone call, I couldn't help but to let my emotions fly. I couldn't help it. Because I like, and funny thing about all of that is the fact that I had just talked to him, maybe the week before, and then that Tuesday, I talked to him, and but he told me that I told him that I told the story before. If you watch any of my other videos, it's gonna sound repetitive, but anyway, I had told him that I was coming to see him in October, and he was like, "Why am I waiting so long? Why am I waiting so long to come see him?" And he never said that. He never said that. And so when he said that, when he told me that, I knew in my heart that something was going on. Something wasn't right. Something was going on and something wasn't right. And so I told him, well, I was coming. I'll be there soon. I'm coming to see you. And he said, why? Because I said that. I said, yeah. And so I saw him. I saw him that Sunday, and then I talked to him that Tuesday, and then I kind of found out that Thursday, he had died. He was. But the thing about it, I pondered on a lot of stuff, and thought about a lot of stuff, and beat myself up. And that's one thing. That's one thing you can't do. If somebody you love passes, you know, you can't beat yourself about things you shouldn't. You should have did certain things, and you didn't do them. So you shouldn't beat yourself up about it, because you can't go back in time and change nothing. If you could, then you would. But I beat myself up about that stuff, by not going when I should have went. You understand what I'm saying? And so I thought about that stuff, and so you know, ain't nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do about it. You know what I mean? Nothing I can do about it. And so, but the thing about it, like I said, think about it. When your mind tell you something, when your mind tell you to do something, you probably should act on it and do it. But anyway, I saw him. I saw him that Sunday. I saw him that Sunday. Well, I didn't see him that Sunday, but I saw him. I saw him on because nowadays churches, all churches, most churches, all the churches, they have fees and stuff like that. They have fees, and you can watch them you can watch them on Facebook, you can watch them on the internet, on YouTube. You can watch them any way you want to watch them from. And so when I saw him that Sunday. When I saw him that Sunday, I felt like, I saw him and I'm like, okay, I felt like he was gonna be all right. He was gonna be all right. And so I said, he gonna be all right. He gonna be all right. And you know, but the fun thing about that, it's not funny, but the thing about that is, I was driving, making my local deliveries. I was doing my local deliveries, and I was driving around because I took out work, and plan, try to plan stuff. How you got to plan a funeral and everything. But I was working, and one thing about work, and one thing about people is I realized, well, I already knew, but people don't give a damn. Well, these companies, I ain't gonna say people. I say these companies don't give a damn about you. Certain companies and certain people don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about you. Don't give a damn about what your family going through, or none of that stuff. But I had a supervisor like that, and that's one of the reasons why I left. And because but anyway, I get into that in a minute. But so I was sitting in my truck. I was sitting in my truck. And people say, "Oh, you went crazy, you was delusional," but I was sitting in my truck, right? And I was getting ready for my delivery because I was driving. I had came to the spot, and I was sitting to deliver something. And so I was going to deliver it, and so I just started bawling out. I just started crying. I couldn't help myself. I just started crying, right? And so my dad said, he said, "Arf." That's what he used to call me, like, cause long shot. Was living in California, long shot. Hollywood Park. Those that don't know what Hollywood Park is. It used to be just a racetrack, but now it's a casino, racetrack. You name it. But anyway, like he was sitting down right next to me, right next to the chair. Like I was sitting here, and he was sitting here, and he asked me, say, "Well, Arf, why are you crying?" You say you need to worry about you. You need to worry about you. And so, like over the course of these last 2 years, I'm like, I've been thinking about that. I say a lot of, for God for us, because we didn't want stuck in. So, they are right if you believe. Now I don't know if you believe or not, and some people say, "Oh, it's a hoax," and I say, if the Bible's a hoax, it's the greatest hoax man ever created. It's the greatest hoax man ever created. Now I know, and I agree that certain things been indoctrinated and certain things been changed and everything else. But the fact of the matter is, a child, from when it's a child, when it's a little bitty baby, what it should do, what it shouldn't do, and that's not. What is that? How can that be? Even when a child doing something wrong, it looks up at his parents to see why, or are they looking. So that's programmed. That's in you. So if it's in you to do right and you choose not to do right, then where does that come from? So anyway, after that we had the funeral and everything. We had the funeral, and you know, a year passed. A year passed. Well, not even a year. Not even a year passed, and I got a phone call. And my auntie called me. And as soon as I saw her call me, as soon as I seen the phone call, as soon as I seen her number, I knew that somebody. And I initially thought that it was one of my uncles. It was one of my uncles that had passed, but I knew one of my family members was gone. And but yeah, I just knew. But it happened to be one of my cousins, and you know, and I was already upset and hurt, but I was just like talking to God and asking Him, like, why? Because I understand my dad. My dad was old. My dad was 74 years old. So I understand my dad, but not the young. Especially when the parents are doing right, and the child is doing right. You understand what I'm saying? And so, I'm talking to God and like getting upset and everything else. And a couple of days later, a young man, 16 years old, somebody shot him and killed him right behind my mama, where mama lived at. Somebody shot him and killed him around the same age. And so it's kind of like, you don't have a place of time. God don't control what happens. You don't have a place of time. But the important thing about what you do and how you do it is if you believe. If you believe, and I ain't saying, don't look at guns tip. Don't look at guns tip moon and say, hey, you saying, I ain't perfect, far from it, but I believe. And all I can do, like I was just telling babe, just not too long ago, I was just saying, like, I'm just all I can do is the best thing I can do every day. The best thing I can do every day. Try to move forward every day, and that's it. I can't. Hey, how you doing? I can't do nothing else. But and don't be afraid. Not be afraid. Don't be afraid. I mean, I don't mean afraid, but don't feel like you can't share how you feel with anybody else. And find somebody, or find a group, or somebody you can talk to and share these things with. Because a lot of times, you want to cry, but you don't want to feel like you. And certain people feel like if you cry, oh, you something's wrong with you or this and that. But it is what it is. And like I said, my dad. Anytime I had an issue, and he put it off on my uncle. He told me, say, if I don't have an answer, call your uncle. And so, I would do that. But like I told my uncle the same thing. I said, well, you got a family of your own. You got a family too. I don't want to burden you with what I'm going through, and you got a family of your own. You got a family, you got to be responsible for. You got all this other stuff going on too. So, but at the same time, he told me, he said, don't worry about that. But like it's been 2 years, and still miss them, and they ain't gonna never go away. They ain't gonna never go away. And sometimes some people say, if you ain't close to somebody, you ain't gonna miss them. but I say some best times, I always say this all the time. Some best times I had was when I went to California with my dad and my uncle. So life lessons. You can't get, like, even though I was in a bad spot and crazy things were happening, I still got life lessons from it. So, and I share those. I share those life lessons that I got with my kids. If they want to listen, those that want to listen. Sometimes, kids, nowadays, they got Google. They know everything. You don't know nothing. but but yeah. But anyway, but I just want to come on Cinco de Mayo. I didn't come on and say anything about it then. Because Madlock. If you haven't watched it, well, not two good shows. I got a couple good shows that me and my dad used to watch all the time. Madlock. Check out Madlock. Check out Columbo, and check out the Twilight Zone. Those are three good shows. Three good shows that we used to watch. You got time to security over there. Look at security. Look at security. Like, I'm waiting for them. I'm right here. I'm waiting for them to say something. They ain't said nothing yet. Wait for them. I want them to, because this is a store. I'm at a store. I'm at Walmart. So, you feel like this ain't the first time I've seen this guy ride around here and ride behind me. So, but anyway, I'm like right here. I'm like, and I shouldn't be like that, but I can't help it. I'm like right here from like this, like. But y'all pray for me. Y'all pray for me. Okay. Well, yeah. I'm not talking about the new Twilight Zone. The rest of the shows, and they got Columbo. I think they got a new Madlock. I'm talking about the old ones, not the new ones, because they got new. I think they got a new Madlock with his I think a daughter or something playing it. But I'm talking about the old version. But yeah, check out both of them. But with Andy Griffin, and Tyler. What's the guy's real name? I think he's a Robinson. But anyway, check him out. Because I remember, those are some of our pastimes. I would sit there, watch westerns. I watched. That's a good one too. Outlaw Josie Wells. I watched that over the weekend, thinking about my dad, and but And the fun thing, like I said before in one of my other videos, like, even if he can come back, he wouldn't. Even if he come back, even if he can come back and say, "Hey, I'm gonna come be with you and get you through what you're going through right now because you're feeling sad," no, he wouldn't do that. You'll tell me to man up. He'll tell me to get my spirit right. You say, "I'm good. Get your spirit right." That's what he said. That's what he said when I was sitting. I said that before. When I was sitting in my truck crying, he said, "Don't worry about me. Worry about you. Get yourself right." And so that's kind of the type of dude my dad was. Like, if you believe. Now you ain't gotta believe. You ain't gotta believe. You can read what you want and do what you want, but I'm telling you, and what I've seen personally, and what I witnessed personally. You can say it's whatever, but and one thing that I always, even before my dad passed, even before he passed, I would always think about life and death and everything else. And one discussion we had, like, prior to his death, and like that same week, that he loved to fish. And I said, "Dad," when I was there, because I was there like not too long ago, but I was there, and I saw him, and he wanted to go fishing. I'm like, "Man, I go fishing with you, but I ain't doing no fishing. I can drink some Heineken or Corona or something, but and watch you, but I'm not doing no fishing." And you say you love to fish, and so I thought to myself, I'm gonna turn around and go back. But I thought to myself, I'm like, everybody gonna go. We all gonna go some kind of way. You don't know how you gonna go, but the important thing about how you go. I don't know if it's because of me, but I ain't gonna say it's because of me, because it's in a messed up area. So I ain't gonna say, but he going that way. But but, you know, they see me walking around the building, they probably think I'm trying to steal something, but I ain't trying to steal nothing. But anyway, uh, you know, I you know, I was saying that you know, regardless of how you gonna go, you know, if you go doing something you love, that mean a lot to me. To me as a believer, you know, because we all gonna go, we all gonna leave. But if you go, oh, not if, my bad. But when you go, if you able to do something you love and die doing that, then that means a lot. That means God had, in my opinion, that means God has favor for you, and God looked out for you. God waited for you to get to a place where you was at doing something you love, and to say, come on, come with me, come go with me, come walk with me for a little bit, come walk with me for a spell. You know, I've been waiting on you. I've been waiting on you. So, you know, that's all I gotta say about that. But like I say, you know, Cinco de Mayo. I think I'm walk this way. Cinco de Mayo. Miss my dad. You only get one. One of my mom boyfriends used to say it all the time. You only get one. You only get one mother, one father, and that's it. Regardless of what they do or what type of people they are, you only get one of them. And once that one's gone, you know, you might have a step or whatever, but you only got, like, genetically, you only have one. And so I'm thankful and grateful, not only because my dad was spiritual, and my dad wasn't. I never said my dad was perfect. My dad wasn't perfect at all. But the thing about it, and like I always said, I'm not perfect. And the thing about it, and what I always tell people is that your parents not gonna be perfect. Because of what your parents do or what they say, your parents not gonna be perfect. They're not. They're not perfect. Ain't no perfect people. You're not perfect as a child, if you're a child. But the thing about it is, do they love you? Is their love perfect? Is their love perfect? And if you believe that and know that, that's all that matters. But that's all that matters to me, because I know my dad loved me. I know my dad loved me. So, you know, and you know the things that I didn't like about him, we talked about it. I mean, like, I couldn't go back in time and change nothing. I couldn't go back in time and change nothing. Everything that, whatever my dad did or didn't do, or what I didn't like about him, or didn't agree how he did certain things. Me and him had a discussion. Hold on, what's that? Hold on. Oh yeah, I know. But yeah, you're right. They trash. But yeah, but the thing about it, you know, hey, I I talked to him and talked to him about that. And if you have a problem, if you have an issue with your parent or parents, you know, sit them down and say, hey, you know, this is what it is, and this is how I feel, and because your parents or your child. Well, I ain't gonna say your child. I'm talking about me and my dad. So you have to talk about you and your mom, or you and your dad, whatever, however you feel. But the thing about it is, like, look at Sweetie, as a parent, you got unconditional love for your kids or your child or your children. Unconditional love. And so that's what my dad had for me, and that's what I had for him. So, you know, we talked, and I said what I had to say about how I felt, and he said what he had to say. But regardless, that's still my dad. And anytime, because, you know, even though you get a certain age, to me, well, for me, not now, it don't have to be for you, but even though you get a certain age, you still need to run certain things about certain people, and you still need somebody to talk to. You know, as a woman, as a man, you know, you still need somebody you can talk to, and that was my go-to. That was my go-to guy. You know, it's like Tom Brady, going to going to Edelman or going to what you call it? What's the guy's name? Damn. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Edelman, not Edelman, but the other guy, Gronk. Just like Tom Brady going to Gronk. Kind of same thing. You know, if you're going to win a Super Bowl, you want to win a Super Bowl, who are you going to? He gonna go. We gonna go with one of them guys, Gronk. He gonna go to Gronk, or he gonna go to Edelman, or somebody. One of them. How you doing? You doing all right? Good night. I see. See what I'm saying? I ain't gonna cuss somebody out though. I ain't gonna be ignorant. Yeah, I'm having a great day. I'm having a beautiful day. I was just talking about my dad. My dad died. Um, May 4th, and I was just sharing about, you know, Cinco de Mayo and how it affects me every time, you know, been 2 years now. But then my cousin died the following April. So I was just sharing about that too, you know, and you know, but like I said, we all gonna go. We all gotta go. And the thing about it is, who are you gonna help while you're here? How are you gonna be a blessing to others while you're here? And what people gonna say about what you're going? You know, that's the important thing. Yeah. Well, if you believe, it's not a loss. You know, I'm stacking the deck. You know, I got like if you shooting craps, you know, I got loaded dice. I got loaded dice up there. You know, I got people praying for me and petitioning God for me. So, if you believe, you know, so I look at it as I miss him, but and like I said earlier, you probably missed that part, but I said earlier, and he told me, like he was sitting next to me, right in the chair next to me. He said I need to worry about myself and get myself right. And so, what else can I say? And that's not the first time something like that happened to me. And I said that before on one of my other videos, but I ain't gonna get into that tonight. But you know, it's definitely spiritual. You just have to decide, you know, because it's evil spirits. It's obviously, if it's good, it's evil too. Bad. I'm gonna go around this way, then I'm gonna shut it off, and then I'm gonna head out. But yeah, it's good and bad. So you just gotta decide what side of the coin you're on. And I'm trying, but they like a tug of war. You know, it's like a tug of war because you know you live your life on this planet, and all kind of stuff going on. And are you strong enough to withstand it? And sometimes when you're in a certain situation, you can't. No, we don't. We need more people that believe in God, that are pastors, and to help their people. You know, because they've been in the word longer than I have, so they need to stop. But and I'm gonna say this now. Don't get mad at me. I'm gonna go look at the lake because that's where my dad was at. He was fishing, right? Let's go look at the lake real quick, and then I'm gonna walk that way and we head out. I head out because I gotta go. I'm hungry. But yeah, you know. And the crazy thing about the internet is, you know, they called me and told me, but by the time they called me and told me, it's all over Facebook. Man dies in the lake. Well, yeah, you know, I asked the guy, I said, why the hell? But I ain't gonna get all that. I ain't gonna get into all that. But yeah, man. You know, but this lake ain't got no fish in it. This lake don't have no fish in it at all. None. But you can see. But you know, I just want to come on, because I didn't come on. You know, and you can understand why. But you know, I ain't want to come in. You know, it's like you never get over it. Never get over it. I don't give a damn how long you live. If y'all, like I say, if y'all are close to us, you know, people could die. If y'all are close to you, you ain't gonna care. You ain't gonna miss them, because they weren't a part of your life anyway. So, but if it was a part of your life, and you loved them, then you're gonna miss them. And so, you know, it's just sometimes I just, like I said, live with regret, live with regret about not going when I could have went and didn't. But it's just, and like I say, when I'm going through something, when I pick up the phone and hear his voice, and after he died, I call for a lot. I call it like a lot, and just to get a voicemail, and he ain't had no voicemail. I just calling them up for nothing, knowing he ain't gonna answer, just to call his number. So what I mean, like, it's a hard thing, but we all gonna go. We all gonna go, and it's a choice. You have to decide. You know. And I decided, but it's a hard walk. If you ever seen Sin of a Woman, and Al Pacino say he knew right from wrong, and he didn't take that path because it was too damn hard. It's too damn hard. But I'm gonna ask y'all, those that do, to pray for me. Pray for me. If you don't pray, just say a positive word. Put a positive word in there for me and my family. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. But like I said, every year around this time, because we was finna go party. We was getting ready to go party, and and to get that call that your old man was gone. But yeah, God bless him, and God bless you too. And I want to thank everyone that tuned in, even though it's not Cinco de Mayo. You probably say, "What, Cinco de Mayo? It's not Cinco de Mayo." But even though I posted a picture of Cinco de Mayo, it's not Cinco de Mayo. I just wanted to say thank you anyway. But I'm gonna get off of here and but head home, or not head home, but continue doing what I was doing. But y'all be safe and y'all be blessed. And like I always say, tell somebody you love them, and I mean that. Tell somebody you love them, because you never know when you're gonna go. You never know when they're gonna go. Kiss the ones you love. You never know when you can kiss them again. Never know when you can kiss them again. Y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. And for me, Cinco de Mayo is not just a holiday. It's a day that God said, "Come on and be one of my angels and walk with me for a little bit." So God bless my dad, and God bless the ones that left prior to him. God bless my cousin, and that's all I gotta say about that. Y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. I'm out. Peace.